My age is 22. My name is Marley Michel. I'm originally from Florida, but I moved up here to Kentucky when I was about 7.
So I'm McKinney. I'm 20 years old, from Tampa, Florida, and I'm a business major here at Campbellsville, and I play volleyball.
I think that freedom of speech means that somebody can express their thoughts and beliefs in a non-violent manner, just expressing how they feel with words.
I would say freedom of speech is like a freedom to say a lot of different things, things that you're thinking, things you want to say, but there is limits. I feel like, you can't just lie or put people in danger. Well, I see a lot on social media of, people just saying, threats, hurtful things, this, that, and the other, and thinking, that's my freedom of speech. I don't feel like that's what that means. Definitely expressing your opinion about something is, I feel like is well within your rights.
Nowadays, a lot of things can get misconstrued as hate speech or threatening someone. That's not okay. As long as, what you have to say is just what you believe and what you feel, and it's not hurting somebody or causing someone to go and hurt somebody, then,
inciting violence.
Inciting violence,
yeah.
Correct, yes. I think that a lot of freedom of speech nowadays is getting labeled as hate speech and getting censored now more than ever. I feel like you can't really say certain things or feel a certain way on a topic or against somebody. I feel like there's becoming a major hold on freedom of speech. The definition is kind of getting misconstrued.
Today is more, everyone feels more entitled to say more what they want than back then. When they wrote it down, I feel like they knew there was limits. But people today don't really seem to understand that. And I feel like social media, they do a good job of with their community guidelines and community, moderators.
Yeah.
They do a decent job, making sure stuff that's been put out online doesn't just go, if it goes beyond those limits, that it doesn't, stay up for too long.
It just seems like it's like a blanket over society. I'm not sure if it's the government or, what particular group it is, but it seems like if what you say isn't, I guess, they'd say politically correct, then, you'll be outcasted or canceled, most people would say, based on just how you believe and what you feel is true to you. So cancel, that's kind of something that started up. It just basically means that if somebody is offensive or unsympathetic to a person based on their different lifestyle, then that person will be outcasted from society and labeled as a bigot or just somebody bad. Basically, it's like a societal shunning of that person. It seems though as people who have opposing ideals or belief can't have a cordial conversation or just a normal, regular debate. It has to be a right or wrong. There's no middle ground. There's no common understanding. And that's when, one side is right and one side is wrong. And, it's up to the person to choose which side they believe on. But, I feel like that's just another way to get us to be divided as a whole. And it accomplishes nothing and gets nothing done.
Any way that a person, has done something to express themselves. it could be anything, you know. It's obviously music, paintings, you know, drawings, speeches, you know, even videos, like, you know, people edit videos to like certain things, you know. There's so many different types of art, and each and every person has their own way of expressing themselves.
The form of somebody expressing themselves in a manner that is can be visually or audibly pleasing to another person or themselves. I feel like that's what art is. Dance, music, paintings, movies, you know, just a form of expressing emotions is what I feel like art is. I think if there's limitations, then it isn't true art. You know, I know that there are certain paintings or there might be certain songs that do incite things that I don't personally agree with, but who am I to stop that person from expressing themselves how they want to?
Sure, there's some art that, I mean, of course, there's art I don't like, or art, you know, I don't particularly care for, but at the same time, I'm not gonna put down the artist for, you know, still expressing themselves, because at the end of the day, that's what they were doing.
I think and I think that I guess our society does it in a good manner. There are certain limitations. There are certain age requirements to watch a certain type of movie. Music with explicit words in it have the parental advisory, you know, on the album cover. I think it's up to the listener and to the viewer, you know, if they want to hear or watch that movie or hear that song.
Didn't even realize I had this on. Art should comfort the disturbed and disturb the comfortable. This is my teammate, Andreas Lavoie. He has a clothing brand. This quote really stuck with him, and I feel like this does tie into, you know, what we're talking about with art.
So it's art and it's freedom of speech and art.
Yeah, it's everything.
Absolutely.
And I feel like this hoodie, you know, also counts as a form of art.
I think it is important because it allows I guess you'd say just a regular person or a common person to speak up when there is injustice happening and to incite change for the better. You know, if we can't speak out or speak up, then we have no say-so in our lives, and that's not living.